Hi there. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the state of having Candida infestation or infection in the guts and what that does to our brains. Okay. Oftentimes people don't realize it, but there's a thing called a microbiome, and I've spoken about it in previous videos. But when we have antibiotic therapy, historically, we really test our guts and how the bacteria and yeast, they have a ratio in there and how they function together. Most of the time we don't realize it, but about 85 to 90% of our gut is made up of a bacteria. The other 10-15% is made up of yeast. When we have antibiotic therapy, those ratios are reversed, and all of a sudden we've had this clear cutting happen where it's almost like a forest fire has gone through there and just taken all of the bacteria out, and in its place yeast grows. So what are the symptoms of this type of yeast overgrowth, or Candida albicans overgrowth in the gut, and then the symptoms on the brain? Well, first you can expect things like headaches, irritation. Sometimes it gets so bad that it'll cause a slight off, like a nausea that happens in the tummy. You'll have brain fog. You'll have, I've had people have ringing in the ears. You'll have itching in the ears. You'll have a lot of different things that happen. But as far as the brain, those are the biggest things. You just can't put thoughts together. You're not crisp, clear. You don't have clarity in your thinking. So when you have these things happening and it's starting to be noticeable to you, you know basically that you have overdone it. You have too much yeast in the system. Now, yeast requires something to feed it. And it's kind of like a petulant child, a little spoiled tantrum throwing child who is basically telling you that I need sugar and I need it now, and you better get it for me or else you're going to pay, okay? And what happens is we fall off the wagon. We don't even realize it. I used to have a friend named Ed Foreman, and he used to tell this story about how he'd be driving home and he'd look down and he had like a McDonald's chocolate sundae that was already finished in his lap, and he didn't hardly even know how it got there. That's how much of an effect we can expect when we have Candida overgrowth in the brain. It demands sugar, and it will get sugar, and pretty soon you're on autopilot. You don't realize that you're just nibbling on things that are slightly sweeter than you thought. Okay, so what happens when you take our product called Skinny Up Yeast Redux? Oftentimes the symptoms of this detoxification of Candida, you can reasonably expect kind of a minor dull headache to kind of exist at the back of the head, just kind of a little bit of a nausea, a little bit of a grumbling that kind of happens, a rumbling in the belly a little bit, as all of a sudden you're withholding most of the sugars, and you're in there really fighting hard with the yeast redux. And so most of the time it passes within a day or two. Sometimes you'll have even like a flu-like symptom, aches, pains, kind of everything is just really being tested, okay? And it doesn't like it. It does not like having to give up its favorite stuff. The big idea is it's worth it. We want you to go through this small amount of discipline so that you can have a lifetime of really doing well and not having to yo-yo, not having to have the symptoms of Candida overgrowth. Okay, we would like you to not have to have these skin irritations, eczema, psoriasis, contact dermatitis, the headaches that happen chronically if you don't have enough sugar in your day, the aches and pains, the fibromyalgia type of pains, the flu-like symptoms, the chronic aching of different joints of the body, muscular aches, poor sleep, poor communication skills, poor clarity in your world. So try to remember that it is absolutely worth it. Once you get the microbiome balanced and the gut-brain relationship is good again, remember, when the gut is good, the brain is functioning well. When the gut is off, the brain is functioning poorly. And these guys are in total relationship with each other. And that's a new concept in the last, 5 years or so, where people are actually going, it's really amazing. If I can just get the gut right, I have clarity. I have better function of my brain. And And so obviously that makes for a greater life. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please click on any other videos at our YouTube channel here, and I hope to see you in the future. Thanks.